Yesterday evening, the sun sank beneath the horizon behind Wat Ba Sai Ngam. After the 12 children became novices, they did the evening chant at the Upasata hall with Pra Ajahn for the first time. For the first time donning the saffron robes, Pra Ajahn assisted some of the novices.
The Lord, the perfectly enlightened and blessed one, I render homage to the Buddha, the blessed one.
Some of them were still not used to their new appearance and status.
One should sustain this recollection. This is said to be the sublime abiding, by not holding to fixed views.
Before the evening chant ended, the novices recited the 10 precepts, which they need to know by heart.
Anunya sikho bhagava,
Anunya sikho bhagava,
Samanerang dasa sikkhapadani,
Samanera nandasa sikkhapadani,
Tesu ca samanerehi sikkhitum,
Tesu ca samanerehi sikkhitum.
After the evening chant, Pra Ajahn explained the meaning and the importance of the 10 precepts to make the novices realize and follow them with full understanding.
It's just 10 precepts, basically, that the thing that you're supposed to keep. And if you break some of these precepts, that how you renew the precept by reciting it again to restore your samanera status again by keeping the precept. Okay, so when you have free time, you can memorize that. Okay, the first part is about 10 precepts. The second part that we chant is about the one who are supposed to be expelled from the novice. Basically, like if you are once in a while you kill the animal, you kill like the bugs, thing like that, then you can renew it. But if you keep repeatedly do it again and again, then you no longer fit to become a novice.
Once ordained as an inheritor of Buddhism, the 12 novices have to abide by 10 precepts dictated by the Vinaya, 2 of which forbid them from receiving cash and lying on a high or luxurious sleeping place. Pra Ajahn also explained the 5 punishments as directed from the Buddha if a novice commits any wrongdoing.
And then the third part is about the ground for punishment. Okay, there are 5 of these. If you do some of these, then the Buddha allow the monk to punish you. Okay, so what is 5? You basically do something that make the monks lost the gain. You say something that somehow the lay people, if they want to offer something to the monk and you say, oh, don't give to this monk, they're bad or something like that, then there's a ground for punishment. The second one is to strive for a loss of the benefit to the Bhikkhu Sangha. And the third one is to make the Bhikkhu Sangha difficult to live. Basically, like you are annoying, making a loud noise, don't let the monks sleep, disturbing the monks. That's also the ground for punishment. The fourth one is to scold or to basically behind your back, these monks tell this and this, make the monks divided. That's also the ground for punishment. Okay, so this is just to let you know what is a general thing that you have to know before you become a novice, and this is the thing that you chant every day.
It seemed like the orientation of being a novice was getting more intense, because not only would they have to maintain the 10 precepts, but there are also many principles to learn and practice from now on.
And then there's another 75, it's called Sekhiya, the etiquette about the manner, how do you behave, how do you act. We will go over it slowly, maybe in the next few days. But I want to mention some very important things first because it is very important. Okay, so the few rules is about when you wear the sabong, okay, the inner robes, you have to cover your your navel, and then you have to cover your kneecaps. So they call the tricycle. So the navel and both the knee. Okay. Normally, your sabong will be lower than your knee, about 8 fingertips. So you can when you wear the robe, just make sure that inner robe is like that, and the outer robe have to be wear evenly, upper and lower border. Okay. So that's just the first few rules about the wearing the robes.
Then Pra Ajahn let the novices ask questions.
But when they offer us something, can we take it from them?
If the lady want to offer you something, you can put down the receiving cloth, and then you touch on the receiving cloth, and then they can place the object on the receiving cloth, and then you can basically have it. Not to touch it directly with the object. Just put your receiving cloth down, let them put on your receiving cloth, and then you can take it.
I don't feel comfortable them doing us.
That's okay. If they don't do, it's okay. But we don't do anjali to them because we are consider the higher. We take on the robes of the arahant, which is we take on the high precept, 10 precepts. So we not pay respect to them. Okay. Yes.
I didn't feel comfortable about not touching your mum because you touch your mum all the time.
But you bow to who? To your mom?
No, touching your mum.
Not touching your mom, yes.
Because you touch her all the time.
Huh?
You saying why can't we touch our mom?
Why can't we touch our mom?
Because we touch her every day, every time.
The third precept that we chant, Abhammachariya Veramani, that in that rules, we abstain from any sexual activity. Consider when you're hugging the opposite sex, there's some kind of sexual activity going on there. Even though your mom, you might not have that, but to prevent it because it's opposite sex. Okay, so we try to keep that rules.
Now that they have become novices, their duties have changed from following Pra Ajahn to going for alms together. The first challenge was to put the saffron robe on over the shoulder, which is the forest-dwelling dress code for going for alms or being in public. Pra Ajahn asked the novices to remember and take care of their own 8 requisites, especially the alms bowl that they have to hold when going for alms every morning. The novices were eager to learn from Pra Ajahn how to carry the alms bowl properly for an alms round.
Okay. Close, open, again. Yes, better.
Wait,
Close.
what?
Use it for me. Here you go.
Many of the lessons from last week were just the introduction for the novices to get ready to join the monkhood. From now on, the lessons for the novices to practice and learn the Dhamma of Buddha will be more intense than before. The first day of being novices has officially begun. In the second week, the 12 novices will learn to understand more about compassion and kindness. Though they had experienced the morning chant before, this was the first time for them to practice the Sekyawata as novices. They also needed to take care of their saffron robes while doing tasks. Some of the novices were already familiar with their new attire and could do the daily routine with others. The morning chant is not only to pay respect to the Buddha's teaching, but to remind them to behave properly, as they are the representatives of Buddha.
Who have practiced directly, Nyaya Patipanno Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho, who have practiced insightfully, Samiti Patipanno Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho, those who practice with integrity, Yati Tang Chatari Purisa Yukani Atta Purisa Bhukala, that is the 4 pairs, the 8 kinds of noble beings. Esa Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho, these are the Blessed One's disciples.
The alms round following the morning chant is another necessary task in their daily routine. Bhiksu, or a Buddhist monk, means mendicant or beggar. They go for alms just to avoid starvation that distracts them from concentrating on the practice. Today's alms round was the first time since they became novices. Pra Ajahn taught them last night how to receive the offerings and how to wear the saffron robes. However, it was still difficult for the new novices. They have to learn a lot of things from Pra Ajahn to have the appropriate posture and manner. Some novices could remain in a proper manner very well. This morning, villagers from Tungsaingam and nearby areas waited to offer food to the monks as usual. The governor of Ubon Ratchathani, the sheriff of Det Udom district, and the local government officials also joined the crowd.
This morning I'm very happy to join to the offer to the Buddhist monk in the Buddhist way every morning. Ubon Ratchathani very happy and to invite this project in the first time of Thailand. The best special case is international little monk, the 12 Buddhist novice to start the project in Bolathani. I hope that the 12 novice are very happy and to join the Buddhist way, especially for mindfulness and compassion in Bolathani.
Also, their families and relatives gathered to offer food. Having been with the novices since they were just starting out, Jack and Andrew also joined the alms round this morning. After the alms round, the novices' families helped sort out the food with the supporters and Jack. For children at this age, family is the first priority. Families are compared to a compass that guide and support children in many ways. Permitting children to step into Buddhism, no matter from what race or religion, is another way to plant the Dhamma in them to help become good young people.
We're so proud of the kids, and now they're novice monk right now.
Yeah.
So we're really.
What about the almsgiving this morning? The very first almsgiving since the boys have become monks. How was that experience?
Wow! What have we seen is they were so quiet. They were so
composed.
I know. Yeah, that was absolutely changed from yesterday.
You know, we are so excited. Everything went very good.
How does it feel, the cultural change between? Usually the boys will why and respect the parents, and now it's the role reversal where we respect what were the young boys and now become young monks. How does that feel?
Well, something new for us.
Amazing.
Yeah, amazing.
Before the meal, Phra Ajahn allowed the novices to meet with their families again. The novices spent time talking about their experiences with their families. The way they missed their families showed up in different ways. For some of the novices whose families have already returned, we could not know their true feelings. At the end, Phra Ajahn led the novices in blessing their families before leaving.
จัตตารโอธัมมาวาทันติอายุวันโนสุขังภาลัง
Before the breakfast, Pra Ajahn let the novices practice chanting the 10 precepts.
Trainings. The novice basic training consists of the 10 training rules: refraining from killing living beings, refraining from taking what is not given, refraining from sexual intercourse, refraining from speaking lies, refraining from alcohol can ferment liquors that cause heedlessness, refraining from eating in the wrong time, afternoon and before dawn, refraining from watching, dancing, singing and music, refraining from adorning oneself with garlands, scents, cosmetics and ornaments.
In addition, Pra Ajahn used heart-leaved moonseed as a tool for them to practice.
This is the borapet, okay? It's also bitter. So from now on, if anybody not listen and very difficult to tell, repeatedly doing the same mistake, then this is what we do. We have them swallowing in their mouth. Okay, put this borapet. Yeah, we have a big piece of chunk here. Okay, so now we agree upon, right? Everybody agree that we have to have something. People who not listen and keep doing the same mistake again and again, not attentive to the teaching, or not listen to the monk. Okay? Well, it's edible. It's a good medicine actually. Monk, we do it all the time. It's very good for like malaria. We go in the forest. It's very good for that. Yeah.
Before having breakfast, Pra Ajahn advised the novices about nutrition in order to be healthy.
Okay, so when we take up the food, okay, make sure that you got enough balanced food. There are vegetables, some fruit. Don't just eat one like chicken or meat. It make your stomach sick, make you constipation.
Although this was the first time for the novices to use the alms bowls for eating, all of them could use them well, because they had practiced eating with the bowls before. The novices had prepared the requisites before when assisting Pra Ajahn, so they could take care of their own requisites. This was just the beginning of the practice to live a Buddhist life. These international true little monks still have a lot more challenging lessons to explore in the future. After doing their morning tasks, the novices gathered at the study hall to prepare for the picture storytelling activity. Pra Ajahn depicted pictures taken in different occasions to give lessons and share invaluable experiences with the novices.
Our life, just like the image, just like the shadow. Just like the shadow, very quick and disappear.
Pra Ajahn used the pictures as a tool to teach lessons, stories, and experiences which were beneficial to the novices.
Although we come to be ordained as a novice or as a monk, before we enlightenment, we still feel, we still have the feeling very boring. So this is for us, for the monk and for the novice, we have to go to honeymoon. Our honeymoon, our holiday is go to wandering to Dong.
The youngest of that year. Normally in the novice ordination we prefer about like 13, 12 or 13 is I think about the right age. And I think he's only 8 years old by that time, 7 or 8 years old. So he's the youngest one. So he used to be a layman around the monastery. So he helping out, follow the monk for the pintapata, helping taking the monks. Yeah, he used to be like a park house. He lived very close to the monastery.
Then Pra Ajahn asked questions from the discussion.
What difference between the novice and the beggar? We go and beg for food, right? What's the difference?
Because we wear this yellow.
Yeah, this is the symbol of the Arahant. Actually, this is the symbol of the Sangha. See, they respect the training of the Sangha, so that's why they support you. Okay, so that's the difference. See, we try to train ourselves in the Sila, Samadhi, and Panya, right? So that make us worthy of gift, worthy of the food that people offer to us.
After that, Pra Ajahn reviewed the Sekiawata, which means the code of etiquette when being in public areas, such as on an alms round. The physical manner.
So when you walk, don't walk like tiptoeing. You know what tiptoeing is?
Yeah.
Okay, and not walking on the hill. You know what like on the hill is?
Yeah.
Like somebody angry and then they're stomping on the hill. Okay, so how do you walk as a monk, as a novice?
Flatly and meditative.
We meditative. You slowly. I think we have to learn to walk jongkom now a little bit to how to do it. I explained to you when you walk, you can do some mantra like when you step on right, you say put, and left toe, put toe, like that. Meditative when you walk.
The verbal manner.
So when you go in the village, you have to speak softly. So what is mean by speaking in a lower voice? Okay, say if Will want to speak to Put. Okay, let's see. Can you speak to Put? Okay, this soft is good, but sometimes you speak too loud. Okay, if you speak, okay, say Trevor, can you speak to Bin Bin? Okay, all right. So you try to maybe a little bit whisper, but not have to be whisper. But you can speak loud enough that people next to you can hear. But people after that don't have to understand. Okay.
The manner reflected in the eyes.
So when we go for alms, when we have a bowl, okay, normally we look at in the bowl, okay. Not look at the face of the people who put the food in your bowls. All right, that's the meaning of it. Okay. This morning when you go for alms, did you look at the people who put the food in your bowls? Yeah. Okay. Normally we just keep an eye on our bowls.
This includes maintaining tranquility, not being a picky eater, and proper eating posture.
and eat it with appreciative, not say, oh, I don't like this, this is good, this is bad, like criticize what you eat, because the food that people offer to you, they have the same taste. You know what the taste of it? Yes. What the taste of the food? One taste.
Very good taste. Love.
Salty,
Yeah, love.
salty.
Yeah, love and trust. Sattha, they call it sattha, the faith that people have in you. So all the food have that same taste. Okay, here licking here mean not try to basically be careful when you scrap your bowl at the end. Don't make some noise. I think put when you eat, try to not to scrape the bowl. Okay, and in the old day, if you do that, they will decide that it's not enough. So basically to be not to make people think that they offer not enough meal. So we leave a little bit left for them, saying that okay, that's enough. If you get everything, then people might think, oh, I'm not giving you enough food. So we just leave a little bit.
Seikiyawata is a reminder for monks and novices to maintain self-control and discipline, to appear respectable to the public. Studying about the Vinaya Pitaka was just the beginning for the novices to learn and follow, just as the Buddha performed and set himself as a role model for his inheritors. Under the spread of Wat Ba Saingam's trees, it was the favorable resources of plants and seeds which the novices were learning in this afternoon's class. Today the novices met Tamasak Lupua Pitakun, an artist and organic farmer who was with the children since the beginning, and Martin Wheeler, an English self-sufficient farmer. They took part in the activity of the beginning of the new seeds. Martin Wheeler introduced himself and explained why he decided to follow the sufficiency economy philosophy and settle down in a small village in Khon Kaen in northeastern Thailand for more than 26 years.
My name is Martin. I am from England. I came to Thailand 26 years ago and went to live in a very small village in the northeast of Thailand. Thailand is very modern now. You have everything in the city. But when I came to Thailand and lived in the little village, there was nothing. No water, no telephones, no internet, no road, a little bit of electricity. Life was very different from England. England is very modern.
Then they introduced the various kinds of seeds taken from all around Wat Ba Saingam. In the meantime, the novices had a chance to choose seeds and plant them in their own clay pots. They could make the pots in creative ways that could reflect themselves the most.
You are going to design something, art form in your tray with the soil and seeds and leaves.
So this is a
Yes.
seed.
You can grow it, but more creative than just growing, put them in the soil. You have to make an art piece of it.
The novices acknowledged the direction, then chose seeds and created a mini-sized forest of their own. Martin and Thomasak gave suggestions closely.
It will grow, but it will take a long time.
How many years?
Not years, but a few months maybe, because it's very difficult. It's very hard. Yeah, it's very hard.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, so you have to wait for the rain.
The petrified chestnuts.
Yes, exactly. It's just like a chestnut. So you have to wait until it gets softer. But you can help nature by cutting a little bit inside it.
Okay, you have to try it with this. Here, make the base and it will stick and stay still like that.
While the novices were creating their forest with seeds, saplings, and plants, Thomasak provided more details that seeding will return not only the plant, but also lots of other living things. Some novices were worried that there would be no plant in their pots.
I don't have any life in my one.
Okay, we try to, but you can make life from yours. But we can try to find one. Yeah.
After a while, Thomasak asked some novices about the concept of their plant arrangements.
Planting just seeds, and why is it already grown trees in the same place?
Trees and stuff in the same place?
Yes.
So it looks like a mountain in Australia.
Oh, looks like a mountain in Australia. That means like in the mountains you have like the trees itself and the seeds as well.
Yeah.
I have a big tree. I have the tree that doesn't grow up like this one.
The young tree.
And I'm trying to make a lake, but the water just
Okay, it leaks out, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so just imagine this is a lake. And why is it rocks there?
Because to cover it.
Oh, right. So, like a riverbank.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then maybe the leaves fall down and they make the soil good and the new trees are coming up. So it's like sustainable, I think, yeah?
Then he let the novices choose one word from the lesson today. At the end of the class, the novices presented the summaries of what they had learned.
Possible. Everything is possible. Why?
It can come in any way.
Okay.
You don't need to rush it because anything can be possible. Plants may grow, termites will come. No one knows what will happen. Everything is possible.
That's the core thing. That's the main thing. You don't need to rush. Everything is possible. It will come by itself. Once you start the life, the next will come.
I call it respect because we respect nature,
Yes.
plants,
Yes.
and animals,
Yes.
and the things that live on Earth
Yes.
just because of nature.
Okay, very good indeed.
So 5 things.
Why you call it garden?
Why you call it a garden?
Because without a garden, there'll be no trees. Without forest, there'll be no trees. Without trees, there would be no air. No oxygen.
No life.
Yeah, no life, very good.
No life, no
No-
live.
No trees, no live, no rice.
Very good.
Yes.
Before the activity ended, Thomasak and Martin summarized the lessons from today's class.
Nature is very sustainable. So if we look after nature, one novice said respect, one novice said compassion.
Compassion.
If we look after nature, nature will help to look after us.
The activity that these 12 novices learned this afternoon was a new experience for them to raise awareness and to respect nature, which is a valuable resource for every creature. This knowledge can be compared to water, soil, and fertilizer that enriches and grows seeds, similar to the Dhamma being implanted in these new novices to be flourishing in the future.